Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Penn National here on Saturday. It is June the 4th, 2016. I'm going to look at the stakes races here. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections. I'm going to look at the early pick 4. It's an all stakes pick 4 also, starting off at race number 1, going through race 4. So let's get on to it. Race number 1 from Penn National is the third running of the Penn National Oaks, going for a purse of $200,000. It's for fillies of 3-year-olds. We have a field of 7 horses. It's a very competitive field, traveling a mile here. 1 mile ahead of them. And my top selection here is going to go to the 4 horse, number 4, who is priced to perfection. I'm going to put this horse into a trifecta here. I'm going to go 4, 5, 3, and to tell you the truth, it's a very deep field, like I said, and I'm going to have to use all 3 of them in the pick 4. So 4, 5, 3 in the pick 4 also, first leg. Number 4, priced to perfection, on 5. Joe Rosario, top selection for Chad Brown out of Temple City. Last time out, run at Aqueduct, mile 16th on April 24th in the Memories of Silver Stakes for $100,000. This horse finished third by 1 3/4 lengths. It was a little bit wide into the stretch, but closed up a little bit that day. It was the horse's first start since January the 30th, and he needed a race that day. I think this horse really have an incredible run here today. Start before that was January 30th, like I said, Gulfstream Park, 1 mile in the Sweet Charmer Stakes. Horse won by 3/4 of a length and really had a very nice closing kick that day. Was far back early, made her way up the pack, to the top of the stretch, and then really just all out, really nice finish. And then the Ginger's Brew Stakes at Gulfstream, 7.5 furlongs, January the 2nd. This horse finished second by half length. Another really good late kick, but unfortunately this horse finished second that day, so it's not a win, but it was a second place finish, which was very good. So, gonna go with this one. This horse ran the Brews Cup Juvenile Phillies turf last year, also finished 9th that day against, against Catch a Glimpse, who's just on a league of her own. But, this horse is really good. Gonna go with this one. It's been trending up at Saratoga. It's been training at Saratoga, May 28th workout on the training track, on the Oklahoma training track, 49 flat for a half mile, third best workout of 28. So I'm going to go with this one. So to recap my bets for race number 1 from Penn National, it's the third edition of the Penn Oaks. Going to go with the 4 horse, priced to perfection. Going to do a trifecta here, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, and like I said, I'll use all 3 horses in the pick 4. So now let's get on to race number 2 from Penn National. The second race from Penn National is the 46th running of the Pennsylvania Governor's Cup, purse $150,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. And we have a field of 9 horses, including a part of an entry, traveling 5 furlongs on the turf course. 5 furlongs. This race has a lot of history with me. Before they had this big Penn Mile Day in late May, early June, this race used to be run at the end of July. And when I first started doing these videos, I think it's 7 years now. It's gonna be 7 years. One of the biggest prices I gave out in like that first month was this race. It was like a $30 winner or something like that, $40 winner, and it was like an exacta for like $200, something like that. So this race has always been a special of mine. The video's still up on YouTube, so go check that out. But it's, like I said, very wide open race here. And I'm going to go to the 8 horses, a top selection. Cyclogenis. You have the old boy Ben's Cat running in this race also. I do like him here a lot. He's going to be the second horse in my superfecta. Like I said, since this race is so wide open, I might have to go 4 deep in this race. I'm going to go 8, 5, 3, 1. And 1A, of course. So 8, 5, 3, 1, 1A. That's my superfecta. But top selection, I found my way to the 8 horse Psychogenis at 4 to 1. A little better of a price than Ben's Cat, who's at 8 to 5. But last time out, this horse hasn't started since October the 18th at Woodbine. 6 furlongs in the New York Stakes. Horse finished 10th by 16.5 lengths. Had nothing that day. Just throw that race out. It was against very tough. It was a very tough field of horses. Plus, that was the horse's first start since August the 6th at Saratoga. 5.5 furlongs in the Quick Call Stakes. Horse finished 4th by 1 3/4 lengths. I had a lot of traffic trouble that day. Really, couldn't find his way to like the finish. Throw that race out, and then his horse ran against Group 1 company in England at Royal Ascot in the Commonwealth Cup. His horse finished 14th by 13.5 lengths. He beat 4 horses that day. Wasn't catching Muhar, who was a really good sprinter in the UK. He just tired out of it. And then this horse won the Tom Ridge Stakes last season, and won his first 3. Won Tom Ridge, won the Laurel Futurity of 2014, and at Saratoga main special weight. Really like this horse here today. Should really have a good run. I'm gonna put this horse into like I said, the pick four with the 5-horse Ben's Cat, the 3-horse Spring to the Sky, and the 1-1A. I'm gonna go 4 deep in this race. Really don't like playing expensive tickets, but you have to if you have to go 4 deep, you have to go 4 deep. So gonna go with this one. So recount my bets for race number 2 from Penn National. It's the 46th running of the Pennsylvania Governor's Cup. Gonna go with the 8-horse Psychogenis. Gonna do a superfecta here. 85318. 85318. So now let's get on to race number 3. The third race from Penn National, third leg of the pick four, is the 5th running of the Mountain View Handicap. Purse $200,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have 5 entries here, traveling a mile and 1/8 over the main track here at Penn Net. And I found a single in this race. We have 5 horses. One of the horses is double entered for a race at what do you call that? Across town at Parks. And so let's see if it runs here or is it going to run at Parks. If it runs at Parks, we're going to have 4-horse field. And but with that being said, I'm going to go 2-4-3 in this race. 2-4-3. I'm going to single Red Rifle here. If I had the extra bankroll, the extra money, I would maybe go 2 deep here, but I don't want to make this ticket cost like 10 grand or something like that. It's not going to cost 10 grand if I use both horses and go many deep in the other legs, but I want to keep this ticket, economy, be an economy ticket, But number 2, Red Rifle, top selection, going to go 2-4-3, like I said. Single is Red Rifle, 8-5, Javier Castellano for top lecture to the 6-year-old gelding. Last time out, ran at Belmont on a yielding turf course, mile and 1/8 in the Fort Marcy. His horse finished 6th by 6.5 lengths that day. Just didn't have a really good race that day. They tried this horse on the turf. He's had some really good turf runs, but I just think this horse is a better dirt horse, and he's proven it in the past. And then first start of the year was at a lounge race at Keeneland mile and 1/8 on April the 10th. Horse finished 8th. He ran last year's Breeze Cup turf, finished 7th. Finished 4th in the Flower Bowl and the Turf Classic Invitational at Belmont. Finished 2nd in the Sword Dancer, won the Bowling Green, and won the Dominion Day on the all-weather. But if you go back to his dirt runs, his last dirt win, you have to go to November the 29th of 2014, mile and a quarter in the Hawthorne Gold Cup. This horse won by 2 1/4 lengths on the lead all throughout at 6-1, and had a hell of a run. It was a very nice victory for this horse. After that, they took this horse down to New Orleans in the Mineshaft Stakes. Horse finished 3rd that day, and then he finished 5th in the New Orleans Handicap and 2nd in the Excelsior, going a mile and a quarter in 2015 at Aqueduct. This is a speed horse. He looks like he could use. He looks like he has a lot of speed. Maybe he goes to lead with the 1-horse Charitable Annuity, but I think this horse Red Rifle could maybe be a nice horse here today. Another horse who I could see maybe upsetting is the 4-horse Marvelous, but I'm going to take my chances with singling Red Rifle. So to recap my bets for the third race from Penn National, it's the 5th running of the Mountain View Handicap. Going to go to the 2-horse Red Rifle. Going to do a trifecta here. 2-4-3, 2-4-3. So now let's get on to today's 4th race. It's the featured of the meet at Penn National. It's featured of the day also. It's the final leg of the pick 4. It's the 4th running of the Penn Mile. Purse, grade 3 purse, $500,000 for 3-year-olds. We have a field of 7 3-year-olds, very wide open race. Traveling a mile here, 1 mile. And this race I'm going 4 horses deep because it's very wide open, I think. I'm going to go 6-4-3-7. 6-4-3-7. Number 6, Giant Run, is going to be a top selection here. Catch a Glimpse is a very good horse, but this horse has won 6 in a row. I have very bad luck with picking horses that win 6 in a row, and because when I pick it, they usually lose, and then when I don't pick them, they win. So but I'm gonna try and stay away from Catch Glimpse, who's facing the boys for the first time, but I'm going to find my way to the 6-horse Giant Run. Like I said, 6-4-3-7, number 6 Giant Run, 6-1 Joe Bravo for Tom Albatroni. Last time out, run at Gulfstream Park on May the 7th in the English Channel Stakes. This horse finished 2nd by a half length, was basically stalking the lead all throughout, and he gave away after that, and the winning Coping Away had a very nice run. Start before that was in the Coulter Bay Stakes at Gulfstream on March the 26th. This horse won by 1 1/4 lengths on the lead all throughout. A very nice run. a little over 2-1 that day. This horse was, and there's no fault with that run. And then Gulfstream Park, mile 16th on the 27th of February in the Palm Beach Stakes. One of my favorite races from Gulfstream Park, if not my favorite race. You always see some really good 3-year-old horses in that race. This horse finished second by 3/4 in length at 9-1. Converge, who's I believe is actually running at Belmont today, also in the Pennine Ridge Stakes. But this horse finished second behind Converge, and it was basically leading or stalking lead all throughout, and got taken over by Converge. But I think this horse should really have a really good run. Might be setting the pace here today. There's a lot of speed in this race. The Giant Run, the 6 horse has a lot of speed. Catch a Glimpse has a lot of speed. Beach Patrol has a lot of speed. Aero Force could really set the pace. The 1 horse could set the pace also. That might lead off to if the 6 horse Giant Run could really, maybe if he's one of the horses that could sit off the pace, he could have a really good run, I think. And if he sets the pace, that might lead up to a good run for the 5 horse, who I don't have on my ticket, Oscar nominated, who ran in the Derby. I think he's going to be the wise guy horse in this race, Oscar nominated. He's either going to run a hell of a race or he's going to not run a hell of a race. That's what I think. Don't have him on my ticket. I just don't think this horse is really that good to win. I think there are a little better horses in this race. So to recap my bets for race number 4 from Penn National, it's the Penn Mile. Going to go with the 6 horse, who is Giant Run, who better have a giant run today. Gonna do a superfecta here, 6, 4, 3, 7, and like I said, I'll use all 4 horses in the pick 4. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.